It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Cincinnati Bengals. Next on Madden Football.
We're in a city built on 7 hills, and the fans hoping to see 7 points on the board early. We're at Cincinnati's Paycor Stadium. Alongside Brock Ewart, I'm Kate Scott. To this game, Brock, well, there is no hiding who the spotlight is on. When you've got 2 quarterbacks of this caliber on the same field, we know all eyes go directly to them.
Yeah, both of these QBs enjoy their status as some of the best at the position in the game. They also crave these kind of matchups, Kate, where there's somebody else from that elite tier standing right on the other sideline. These type of peers bring out the very best in each other, and of course, they both want to secure a marquee win over the other today.
Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And we're off and running at Paycor Stadium. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
One of the big advantages of Michael Penix coming into the league is it wasn't storybook in college. In fact, he got beat up in Bloomington. Everybody remembers the end at Washington, the runner-up for the Heisman, the national title game, but he took a beating. Injuries derailed many of his years back at Indiana. And I think because of that background, because of all that gets built through that adversity, he's more than ready for everything that comes his way in the NFL.
He's got to gain a 6 there. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Penix here from the gun. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Brought down on the effort by Derwin James.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Got a man, it's London. He's contained at the line for no gain. Shaq Griffin finishing that play off.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. And again, it's Penix. Into the hands of Pitts. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Dax Hill up for the stop.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Penix on 3rd down. Able to hit Robinson, complete. Dukes out a 1-stop. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Look, here's a new set of downs at the opposing 43. Penix on 1st down. Finds a man right side. And looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brought down on the effort by Derwin James.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
From the 39. Has him on the quick hitter. He's got it in the red zone. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
On first down, here's Penix. Has it in close. Touchdown, Atlanta! Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Young Hui Koo on for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. This return starts at the 5. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. So here are the Bengals now as they get set for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, timing, the anticipation, Kate, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Once again, Elliott. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Right back to Elliott now. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Burrow from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
3rd and just 2 to go. Burrow setting up the play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he's going to run for it! 16 yards on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
In this contest, as they've got it down to the 31. First down, Burrow to throw. Ezekiel Elliott makes the catch. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make it pay.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Play action now, Burrow. And he's going to score! Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals finish off their opening drive. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Ray McCloud. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Falcons taking the field for their 2nd drive. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Penix looking to pass. Pass is caught, that's Darnell Mooney. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Marshawn Lattimore up for the secondary for the stop.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And he gets him around 6 there. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. And the Bengals are too much. They take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
So with the Falcons set to punt on 4th, on comes Bradley Pinion. Fair catch called for, and he's got it right near the 30-yard line. So no return on that punt, and it'll be Bengals football. Since 1st and 10 now from the 30. This drive will begin with a run from Elliott. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Burrow out of the shotgun. Caught by Burton. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. That was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Burrow. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Elliott straight ahead. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin. They've got 3rd and 2 to start out. Flushed out of the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Hey, God bless the Ted Washingtons, Casey Hamptons, Vince Wilforks, all them run stuffers back in the day. But the D-tackles of today, you not only have to stuff the run, you have to eat up the pass, too, and that D-tackle just got it done.
The Bengals send out the punting unit. Deep for the Falcons, Ray McLeod. Nice punt here, up and angled towards the sideline. And his job's done, and it is a job well done. That punt fights deep into enemy territory, out of bounds at the 7. Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. 1st and 10. Penix now to throw. Hits him on the out route. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Play action. Here's Penix. Throw reeled in by London. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. A handoff for Robinson, running right. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
2nd and 13. Taking a deep shot here. And for the first time, one of his throws doesn't find a home. It's incomplete, but boy, what a streak he had to begin this game.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Here he is on 3rd and long. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground.
He made
again, Bradley Pinion headed back out. Charlie Jones on the Bengals return. And he calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Bengals are going to be backed up to begin this drive. Out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. Pick up of a few as he heads out of bounds.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And the Falcons are going to take over after the interception.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he evaded obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. Well, it'll make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. And they'll only need to figure out a couple of yards here. They're going to start with 1st and goal from the 2. Brock, let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's 1st and goal. Robinson reaches the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons parlay the interception into points. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Koo on now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Falcons break that tie and now lead by 7. And here's Pinion. Here's Charlie Jones with the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Out comes the offense for the Bengals. It's a touchdown ball game right now, Brock. 14-7 as they start this possession. Started 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Finds his man Chase. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 32. Brought in right side. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Trying an inside give to Elliott. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here's 2nd and 11. That finds Elliott complete. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm, and a nice little gain on top of it.
That one's out and cut on the right side. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st down, ball at the 36. Burrow back to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And it sets up 2nd down.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
On 2nd down, a run with Elliott. And he found a gap to take this down to the 28. A strong 9-yard effort there, Brock, and it brings up 3rd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Burrow to the air now. That's Gesicki. He's got it. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Here comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. This is a 44-yard look from the right hash. Butker knocks it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
One here, they've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. And they'd love a repeat of their last drive, wouldn't they? Their first play was their only play as they ran it in for 6. Starts out with a 1st and 10. Penix working from the gun. Little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it. This one misses the tight end. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Yeah, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
Got to him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Penix facing a 3rd and long. Got a man. It's London. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
The Falcons getting ready for the punt. It'll be Bradley Pinion doing the honors. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Calls fair catch and has it inside the 40-yard line. No return on that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. In field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. They give now to Zeke. And he rips off 8 yards on the final play before our 2-minute warning. Good pickup. They're set up with 2nd and short. From the 46. Vacates. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
3rd and short, it's Burrow. That heater is going to fall to the turf.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
So out now comes the punter. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. He got after it, but he sends it away, and it is crushed. This one strikes down at the 1, and predictably into the end zone it goes for the touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Penix. Complete out to the right side. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
On 1st down, here's Penix. Cut out left. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. That was Geno Stone up there to make that play. Second down now, 7 to go. Penix here from the gun. It's into the hands of Mooney. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. And again, it's Penix. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. For him from the 46. Penix now on 1st down. Throwing the out route complete. A very productive play from the rookie QB out of Washington. That gets them a 1st down.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Penix on 1st down. Completed over the middle. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it. Time left for 1 more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. Ball spotted on the left hash, 49 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Comes the final play of our 1st half. Back to throw it. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. We've reached the midway point of this game. The visiting Falcons taking a lead into that locker room. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. It was a former Longhorn, Bijan Robinson, who was tough to stop in that 1st half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. On the return, here's Jones. He stopped on the return at the 27. Here comes the Cincinnati offense for the 1st drive of our 2nd half. That passing game they went to in the 1st half, it's going to need to be firing to start this 2nd half too as they chase this lead. The 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Burton there to bring it in. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
To start that drive, they're up near the 45-yard line. 1st down, Burrow to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So that brings up 2nd down.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
On third down, here's Burrow. Complete out to the right. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. That play good for 17 and a first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Finds him over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They run it from the gun with Elliott. Have him gain up about a handful there. Troy Anderson that time with the tackle. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Burrow from the gun. Got a man, it's Gesicki.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Approach to the 2nd down. Burrow out of the shotgun. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, speaking from experience here, what happens now with the 3rd sack allowed, especially on an early down like that, is that head coach and coordinator going to have a conversation. Okay, we got to fix this. Do we slide? Do we chip? Do we keep more people in? Because the one thing you can't do is keep getting your quarterback hit.
He's on the move. And they get to him again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
And this one had a brief chance, but not a good kick in the end. He misses it. And the deficit stays at 7.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. set to take over again. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this 2nd half. It's in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Penix looking to pass. Finds his target, Robinson. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Shaq Griffin finishing that play off.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. A gain of about 3, so a 1/3 of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Third down, it's Penix. Pitts brings it in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, around to Robinson. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice, once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
The drive picks up here, first and 10. Penix working from the gun. That's brought in by Mooney. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. He picks up 15 on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Themselves another first and 10. Working inside the red zone. And they will score. It's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons push their lead further to start the half. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone.
Yeah, I think the best thing I can say about this dude is he makes it look easy a lot of the time. And this game, trust me, is never easy. It speaks to how well he plays this position.
Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons double their lead to 14. To kick it away, here's Pinion. Fielded at the 7. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. First and 10. Burrow back to throw. That's Gesicki. He's got it. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Elliott running out of the gun. Has a lane past the 45. And he's all the way into enemy territory, officially at the 49. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
From a yard shy of midfield. Going with Elliott here. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be second and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here we go, second and 9. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. He picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Third and less than a yard. it's Elliott. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Going to the ground again on first. And he's got a chunk of yards as we've reached the end of 3. So we hit the end of the third quarter. It's Bengals football, and they know what they need to do, trailing here in the fourth. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Now Burrow. That finds Elliott complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Some movement there before the snap, right side of the line. This is going to back them up.
Ball start.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time.
First down.
They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. Slot man motioned over. Looking to throw, Burrow. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. Now, this is 3rd and 9. To throw again, it's Burrow. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals now within 1 score in the 4th. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
McPherson at the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. Like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. McLeod now returning it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Falcons are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. 1st and 10. Penix here from the gun. Into the hands of Pitts. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
A toss now to Robinson. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space like a chess master, seeing multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and at what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone could finally get to him.
Man in motion out of the slot. Penix on first down. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. That throw intended for Drake London. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Second and 10, Penix to throw. Dialing up a receiver screen. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. Here for 3rd and 3. Here's Penix to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down for a loss.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much at training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The Bengals and Ezekiel Elliott just about set to get going on offense. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones. Continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this second half. 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Running the counter, Elliott. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
At the 48. Burrow to the air now. That one's complete over the middle. And he's taken down at the 30. They'll get 18 yards there. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Burrow from the gun. Brought in by Elliott. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers that time, a running back in the flat.
And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
Whew, I think the coverage got away with one right there, Kate. There was actually space, and if that throw came out 1 second earlier, that could have been 6.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Here's Burrow. It is cut left side. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. That's 16 on the pickup. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Elliott's on 1st and 10. And he only gets this one down to the 9. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Burrow out of the shotgun. Has it in close. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. Burrow escapes the puck, and they take this in for the score. The Bengals now trail by just a point in the 4th. Joe Burrow with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Has this at the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. Here's the Falcon offense headed out. Now their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. This drive, 1st and 10. Penix working from the gun. Throw left side is caught by Pitts. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Pick up. They've got 2nd and 4. Play action. Here's Penix. He'll get this complete to Mooney. Dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Here's a counter give to Robinson. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game. Not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
Staying with Robinson. And he pushed deep in enemy territory with that. Down inside the 25. We get another carry for Robinson. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Field goal. Pressure hanging over this kick. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. That one is good. And late in the 4th, they have grabbed the lead.
That's called getting his job done, Kate, drilling it right through. And now they're in position to win this game. Now it's on some of those guys who are out there with them on the kick, those defenders, to hang on to this lead to give them the win.
Get away. Here's Pinion. On the return, here's Jones. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Back to throw. That's Gesicki. He's got it. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. 16 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals. Clock's running as they hustle to the line. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Oh, look at those savvy linebackers. They're just right in the middle of everything, aren't they, Kate? And it seems like at times they are the quickest reactions as well. He needed a quick one right there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here he is to throw. Burton there to bring it in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Clock's running as they hustle to the line. Now to throw. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining.
You know, ball skills, they're not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
Desperation time here on fourth. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch. And they get the stop. This is going to be a turnover on down. So now their opponent's final chance coming up.
You go for it on fourth down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
With the win in hand, they'll take the knee and let this clock run out. Well, they celebrate this win. The Falcons nearing a victory as he drops to a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Falcons will fly home with a win on the road. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
D, all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.